Let me be completely honest with you right from the start. What I am about to share today has the potential to genuinely transform how you move through the world, how steadily you walk, how confidently you climb stairs, and how independently you live in the years ahead. Most physicians hand you a calcium brochure and send you on your way. That is not what we are doing here today. What I want to talk about are specific foods that, when eaten in the morning hours, have the documented ability to stop and actually reverse the muscle deterioration quietly happening in your legs at this very moment. And I use the word reverse deliberately because science supports it and because it is not too late for you. My name is Dr. William Lee, and throughout my career, I have worked alongside patients who were told that their leg weakness, their instability, their struggle to rise from a chair or manage a flight of stairs was simply the unavoidable reality of growing older. That idea is one of the most harmful medical myths ever circulated. Today we are taking it apart completely. Did you realize that eating one particular food before 8 in the morning could slow the biological aging of your leg muscles by nearly 10 years? And I am not referring to any pharmaceutical product or an expensive supplement routine. I am talking about an ordinary, accessible food that most people have eaten at some point in their lives, yet consistently ignore during the very meal that matters most. Before I get into that, I want to hear from you. I genuinely read every comment on this channel, every single one. So tell me, how old are you right now? And what is the one physical activity you absolutely refuse to surrender, regardless of what your body throws at you? Is it your morning walk? Dancing with your grandchildren? Tending your garden on a quiet weekend? Share that with me in the comments below. Your answer matters to me personally, and together we are going to build a path towards something stronger. New scientific findings reveal that consistently including this one food in your morning meal may help adults past the age of 60 preserve leg strength, maintain better balance, prevent those painful nighttime leg cramps, and potentially reduce the risk of muscle loss by as much as 72%. Millions of older adults end up relying on walkers or wheelchairs, losing their mobility permanently, and the heartbreaking part is that most of them never knew this food could have helped. Even worse, many seniors are actively making things harder on themselves by consuming the wrong things at the start of each day. So here's the question I want you to sit with. Could your morning routine be silently weakening your legs before you even leave the house? Stay with me through to the end of this video. I'm going to show you not only what to eat immediately after waking up, but also walk you through 5 practical breakfast ideas scientifically shown to help you stay strong, stable, and self-sufficient well past your 60s. That last one on the list may genuinely catch you off guard. Feeling your legs become less reliable with each passing week is not something you are required to accept as permanent. Reaching 60 does not mean surrendering your ability to walk with assurance, maintain your equilibrium, or live on your own terms. The process can be reversed, and here's the remarkable part. No medications are necessary, no expensive equipment, and no grueling exercise regimens. Everything begins with something modest yet profoundly powerful, your very first meal of the morning. It might seem almost too straightforward, but what you eat for breakfast can either quietly protect your legs or gradually wear them down. This is the concern that nutrition researchers are most vocal about today. The majority of adults over 60 are approaching breakfast completely incorrectly. They skip it altogether, substitute it with black coffee, or reach for nutrient-empty options like white toast. Or worse, they tell themselves they will eat something later and start the day with nothing but water. What happens inside the body when that occurs? It shifts into a catabolic state, meaning it begins breaking down its own muscle tissue to generate fuel. And do you know which muscles the body targets first in that process? Your leg muscles. The very structures that allow you to walk, stand upright, maintain your balance, and protect yourself from falling. A study from Tufts University established that seniors were capable of recovering up to 35% of their leg strength in as little as 8 weeks simply by consuming a nutritious breakfast containing the appropriate ingredients. The encouraging news is that these foods are genuinely affordable and widely available. You have likely encountered them many times. You simply have not been eating them together or at the right moment in your day. Over the next several minutes, I will walk you through 5 straightforward but scientifically validated meals proven to help preserve your leg muscles, restore balance and stability, ease cramping, and maintain strength before it fades beyond easy recovery. And at the close of this video, I will reveal an unconventional food that has helped hundreds of older adults reclaim their mobility with just a modest portion each morning. So if you currently believe that lost muscle cannot be rebuilt, I encourage you to stay right here. Your perspective may shift completely. Here's the truth that most people are not hearing from their doctors. After the age of 60, the body naturally begins shedding muscle, and this loss concentrates heavily in the legs. The condition is called sarcopenia, and it stands as one of the leading causes of mobility deterioration in older adults. It manifests as difficulty covering longer distances on foot, struggling to stand up from seated positions, losing your footing unexpectedly, and eventually depending on assistive devices or around-the-clock care. What makes sarcopenia so insidious is that it causes no pain whatsoever. There is no fever. There are no warning signals of any conventional kind. It moves in silence. One morning, your legs simply feel heavier than they used to. Another day, you stumble stepping off a curb and catch yourself just in time. You reassure yourself that it is just aging. You start pushing yourself up from furniture using your arms. But here is what that reasoning misses entirely. It is not aging that weakens your legs. It is muscle loss. The National Institute on Aging has documented that adults over 60 can lose up to 13% of their leg muscle mass across just a single decade when nothing is done to counteract it. And the consequences extend far beyond strength or physical appearance. As leg muscles diminish, balance deteriorates, walking pace slows, and fall risk escalates dramatically. Circulation declines, mobility contracts, abdominal fat accumulates, bone density drops, and perhaps most surprisingly, both sleep quality and cognitive function begin to suffer. The emotional weight of feeling imprisoned in a body that no longer responds the way it once did can be genuinely devastating. The reason all of this matters most in the morning comes down to biology. After 7 to 9 hours of sleep, your body has been fasting the entire night. If you do not interrupt that catabolic phase with the right nutrition, the body continues drawing on muscle tissue for its energy. For older adults whose muscle regeneration is already running at a diminished pace, this is particularly damaging. Your leg muscles, being the largest muscle groups in the entire body, bear the heaviest cost when this process goes unchecked. The downstream effects include cramps, tingling sensations, numbness, unsteady movement, and impaired coordination. This is the mechanism behind why so many older adults who carry no serious diagnosis still gradually lose their strength and independence over time. The hopeful reality is that your body retains the capacity to recover, provided you act with intention. The right foods eaten at the right time can rebuild muscle tissue, restore your balance, alleviate cramping, and return a meaningful degree of independence to your daily life. So let us move forward. I want to introduce you to the foods researchers identify as the natural protectors of leg muscle and the breakfast combinations that can genuinely transform your strength, posture, and confidence after 60. Consider David, 69 years old, a retired construction engineer. There was a time when he scaled scaffolding and hiked across rugged terrain without fatigue. But recently, even getting out of bed had become an ordeal. His knees arrived at the day already stiff. His feet felt unnaturally heavy or numb. His first steps each morning were tentative and slow, like trying to coax a rusted mechanism back into motion. One morning, he caught the edge of his porch step while retrieving the newspaper. The fall was not severe, but it frightened him deeply. He understood in that moment that he was losing something more than physical capability. He was losing his confidence. His wife had already taken notice. His pace had slowed visibly. His walks had become unsteady. He required both hands pressed against the couch cushions just to stand. He had stopped looking forward to his morning outings. Then the nighttime leg cramps arrived. David carried no serious medical diagnosis, no diabetes, no arthritis. What he was experiencing is what many clinicians quietly recognize as the post-60 phase, when muscle deterioration accelerates with particular aggression in the legs that carry your weight and anchor every movement you make. After that stumble on the porch step, David committed to finding answers. He consulted a nutritionist, read through research, and watched educational health content. That is when something clicked for him that had never occurred to him before. The condition of your legs depends enormously on what you are eating when you first wake up. He restructured his mornings completely. No more starting the day without food. No more black coffee on an empty stomach. Instead, he began eating foods rich in the specific nutrients his muscles had been starved of, compounds that restore circulation, repair tissue, and rebuild balance. Within 3 weeks, he noticed something had shifted. Rising from bed felt less like a battle. His steps carried more ease. The cramps had disappeared. Shortly after, he was walking laps around the local park again. By the 2-month mark, he was covering 2 kilometers every single morning without pausing to rest. He tells his wife now with real conviction that he feels like his legs have been returned to him. Through a single foundational adjustment with no medications and no formal therapy, David recovered his strength, his energy, and his independence in his 60s, something most people quietly assume is no longer possible. It is possible for you too. Not through luck, but through the right beginning. Now let us talk through the 5 breakfast foods that supported David's recovery and have helped thousands of other seniors build stronger, more reliable legs. Whole eggs are perhaps the most accessible and consistently effective food for rebuilding leg muscle. An egg contains very nearly the complete spectrum of amino acids the body requires for muscle repair. But the genuine potency lives in the yolk. It is dense with vitamin D, vitamin B12, choline, and leucine, a compound that directly activates muscle protein synthesis and is particularly critical for halting leg muscle loss after 60. Researchers at the University of Illinois found that seniors who consumed 2 eggs daily for 8 consecutive weeks demonstrated measurable improvements in both leg strength and independent function. Eggs also strengthen the neuromuscular system, refining coordination, balance, and gait while lowering fall vulnerability. The vitamin B12 housed in the yolk protects the protective sheath around your nerves, which sharpens communication between your brain and your leg muscles, making your movements smoother and more deliberate. Additionally, eggs supply highly bioavailable iron that elevates blood flow and oxygen delivery to leg muscle tissue, a delivery system that tends to be compromised in older adults. For maximum benefit, eat the complete egg, yolk included, within 1 hour of rising. Boiled eggs are the optimal preparation since they preserve their nutritional profile without introducing additional fat. For variety, scrambled eggs paired with spinach or tomatoes make an excellent alternative, both of which contribute antioxidants and magnesium that actively shield lower body muscle tissue. Every morning, that egg is not merely breakfast. It is a deliberate defense against the silent erosion of muscle. Maintain the habit consistently for 30 days, and the changes become difficult to ignore. Fewer cramps, legs that feel more substantial, and standing up without assistance becomes noticeably less effortful. A breakfast of oatmeal topped with chia seeds delivers your legs the kind of sustained, stable energy they require across the morning hours. While eggs serve as direct muscle fuel, oatmeal offers a continuous supply of nutrients that sustain muscular function over time. When chia seeds are added to the equation, this understated breakfast becomes a genuinely powerful tool for seniors wanting to preserve leg strength, prevent accelerating muscle loss, and support healthy circulation. Beta-glucan, a soluble fiber found in significant quantities in oats, reduces inflammatory activity, supports nutrient uptake in muscle cells, and helps regulate blood sugar levels, which is especially consequential for adults over 60 whose metabolic rate has naturally decelerated. Chia seeds contribute omega-3 fatty acids, calcium, potassium, and magnesium, all of which are essential for maintaining proper muscle contractions, supporting nerve signal transmission, and preventing leg cramps, particularly the nighttime spasms that fragment sleep. Magnesium facilitates the release of tense muscles, while potassium ensures that oxygen and nutrients arrive reliably at even the smaller, deeper muscles of the legs by sustaining electrolyte balance and healthy circulation. Preparing this breakfast requires minimal effort. Simmer 3 tablespoons of rolled oats in water or nut milk until they soften. Stir a tablespoon of chia seeds into the mixture and optionally add banana slices or blueberries for natural sweetness alongside their antioxidant benefit. Eating this warm within 1 hour of waking allows seniors to experience more reliable balance when standing or navigating stairs, a notable reduction in leg cramps, and improved endurance that carries through the day. When nighttime cramps begin to diminish, it signals that the leg muscles are at last receiving the nourishment they need to recover overnight. Oatmeal then is not simply a comfortable breakfast habit. It lays the nutritional groundwork for adults past 60 to sustain their strength, preserve their independence, and remain genuinely active. Bananas deserve their reputation as nature's electrolyte powerhouse, and the reason comes back primarily to their potassium content, which makes them remarkably well-suited to preventing leg cramps, supporting circulation, promoting healthy muscle contractions, and maintaining lower body strength in older adults. The timing of when you eat a banana matters. Shortly after waking is ideal because the body is typically depleted of key minerals at that point. A medium-sized banana provides approximately 400 milligrams of potassium, covering roughly 10% of what the body needs daily. Potassium maintains the electrical equilibrium across muscle cell membranes, which is what allows muscles to contract and release in a smooth, coordinated way. When potassium falls short, muscles begin to misfire or seize up, producing the nighttime cramping or involuntary leg twitching while resting that so many older adults report, particularly those taking diuretics or experiencing diminished mineral absorption. Research from Harvard University found that seniors who regularly ate bananas were 33% less likely to suffer from leg cramps compared to those who consumed insufficient amounts of potassium-rich foods. Bananas also deliver vitamin B6, which facilitates nerve communication between the brain and the muscles, improving coordination and walking balance in practical terms. That said, not every senior can include bananas without some consideration. Those managing type 2 diabetes, blood sugar instability, or kidney disease should approach them with appropriate caution, since excess potassium can affect glucose regulation or cardiac rhythm. In those situations, a smaller or slightly underripe banana is preferable due to its lower sugar content and higher resistant starch, which produces gentler, more gradual effects on blood glucose. The most favorable time to eat a banana is following breakfast rather than on a completely empty stomach, and pairing it with oatmeal, chia seeds, or Greek yogurt improves nutrient absorption and sustains energy balance more effectively. For the majority of healthy seniors, one small banana each morning is sufficient to protect leg muscle integrity, improve stability underfoot, and slow the rate of age-related muscle loss. Affordable, easy to digest, and when consumed thoughtfully, the banana functions as a natural shield around the legs, supporting strength, balance, and the confidence that comes with both. Greek yogurt stands out as another highly effective morning choice for countering the overnight muscle breakdown that every senior experiences during sleep. Compared to conventional yogurt, it delivers nearly double the protein concentration and achieves its characteristic thick consistency through a triple straining process that removes most of the liquid. For adults over 60, the slow-digesting casein protein in Greek yogurt generates a prolonged release of amino acids that actively supports leg muscle preservation and growth through the hours ahead. During sleep, the body operates in a catabolic state, consuming muscle tissue for energy, and the hormonal and metabolic shifts associated with aging make rebuilding that tissue progressively more difficult. Without adequate protein at the start of the morning, muscles throughout the body, and particularly in the legs where reduced activity and compromised circulation make them especially susceptible, may continue deteriorating despite the person's best intentions. A 170-gram serving of Greek yogurt provides approximately 17 grams of high-quality protein along with leucine, the amino acid with the greatest demonstrated effectiveness at initiating muscle protein synthesis. It also delivers calcium and vitamin D, which together support bone integrity and neuromuscular coordination, leading to better balance and more efficient walking mechanics. The probiotics naturally present in yogurt, recognized widely for their digestive benefits, also improve how efficiently the gut absorbs nutrients and work to reduce systemic inflammation, both of which further benefit circulation in the legs. A study from MRI University in the Netherlands found that older adults who consumed 20 grams of protein first thing in the morning while incorporating light physical activity demonstrated meaningful gains in leg strength within 6 weeks, along with fewer nighttime cramps and noticeably improved balance. For those who experience lactose sensitivity or digestive discomfort, lactose-free Greek yogurt or varieties made from goat or sheep milk are appropriate alternatives. Varieties loaded with added sugar should be avoided, as they can fuel inflammation, impair the muscle recovery process, and create undesirable blood sugar fluctuations. Greek yogurt is best consumed within 1 hour of waking or shortly following light morning movement. Stirring in unsweetened berries, a dusting of cinnamon, or a spoonful of chia seeds elevates both the flavor and the nutritional profile. Given its protein density, digestibility, and adaptability in the kitchen, Greek yogurt is a dependable ally in the effort to strengthen the legs and begin each day feeling balanced, energized, and prepared for whatever the morning holds. Including salmon or other omega-3 rich fish, such as mackerel and sardines, in your breakfast at least twice weekly, represents another excellent strategy for sustaining leg muscle recovery past 60. These fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, which improve the body's sensitivity to insulin, reduce muscle-level inflammation, and enhance both protein uptake and the synthesis of new muscle tissue. Together, these effects allow older adults to maintain meaningful leg strength while slowing the natural progression of muscle loss. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults over 65 who ate 2 servings of fatty fish per week retained 27% more leg muscle mass compared to those whose protein intake came from red meat or who ate no fish at all. They also demonstrated improved walking ability, better balance overall, and a 36% lower risk of falls resulting from leg weakness. The omega-3s in these fish counteract chronic low-grade inflammation, a concealed factor that steadily erodes lower body strength in aging adults. Salmon also provides highly digestible protein, roughly 20 grams per 100 grams cooked, along with vitamins B, 12, and D, both of which support neuromuscular communication and the coordination that safe, confident movement depends on. A practical preparation approach is to pan-sear fresh salmon in extra virgin olive oil for 3 to 4 minutes per side and serve it alongside roasted sweet potatoes, lightly steamed vegetables, or avocado for a nutrient-dense, protein-forward morning meal. Smoked salmon or quality fish oil supplements offer a viable alternative when fresh fish is unavailable, though whole food sources are generally the superior choice. Seniors who deal with fat digestion difficulties, fatty liver, or elevated cholesterol should consume fish earlier in the morning on a mostly empty stomach, begin with smaller portions, select baked or steamed preparations, and explore whether digestive enzymes might be appropriate in consultation with their physician. Beyond protein, fatty fish essentially acts as a natural lubricant for your muscles, keeping them supple, responsive, and primed for recovery. Even a single serving each week contributes meaningfully to leg strength, balance, and the ability to stay active. One breakfast that may genuinely surprise you with how much it delivers is steamed sweet potato lightly finished with natural mineral salt. Unlike foods that carry a trendy reputation, this familiar kitchen ingredient produces quietly profound effects. Sweet potatoes are abundant in complex carbohydrates that replenish the glycogen stores in muscle tissue depleted during overnight fasting. Their starch structure does not produce sharp spikes in blood sugar, delivering instead a consistent, clean energy that prevents the morning leg fatigue, cramping, and heaviness that many seniors struggle with. Sweet potatoes also supply potassium, magnesium, manganese, and vitamin C, nutrients that collectively support circulation, nerve signal integrity, and healthy leg function. Magnesium, recognized in research as the muscle relaxation mineral, eases cramping, reduces stiffness, and supports steady balance throughout the day. Celtic sea salt is meaningfully different from ordinary table salt. It is unrefined, retains more than 80 trace minerals, and supports smooth muscle contractions while replenishing the electrolytes the body requires. Unlike processed salt, it does not produce dramatic increases in blood pressure. A study from the French Institute of Mineral Nutrition found that adults who consumed high-fiber breakfasts, such as sweet potatoes accompanied by mineral-rich salt, over 90 consecutive days showed 41% better balance and experienced nearly 50% fewer falls. Preparation is simple. Sprinkle a modest amount of Celtic salt onto half a warm, steamed sweet potato and eat it 10 minutes ahead of your main breakfast alongside a glass of warm water. Done consistently, this practice reduces the numbness, cramping, and instability while standing or walking that so many seniors experience. It is a quiet but meaningful support system for those committed to maintaining confident, independent movement. Nourishing your mornings with the right foods is essential, but the daily habits you build around those meals play an equally important role in protecting your leg strength and balance over time. There are several simple practices seniors can adopt each morning that produce a significant cumulative effect. Starting the day by drinking a glass of warm water with a small pinch of natural salt helps restore electrolytes after the overnight fast, stimulates circulation, settles the nervous system, and provides a natural buffer against cramping. Spending 3 minutes performing gentle leg lift and balance exercises, raising one foot 2 to 4 inches off the floor, holding for 10 seconds, then alternating sides, builds strength progressively in the calves, thighs, and hips while simultaneously training balance. Resist the impulse to jump out of bed the moment you wake. Instead, take 3 slow, deliberate breaths, sit up gradually, and rotate your wrists and ankles to reawaken circulation gently and reduce the risk of dizziness or an unsteady first step. Dedicating just 5 minutes to morning sunlight supports the body's production of vitamin D, strengthens bone tissue, and improves calcium absorption, particularly in the wrists and ankles. And do not delay eating. Prolonged morning fasting accelerates muscle breakdown in ways that accumulate over time. Even a small portion of steamed sweet potato, a boiled egg, or a modest bowl of oatmeal is enough to redirect the body away from catabolism and toward repair. When these morning habits are layered on top of the 5 breakfasts we have covered, oatmeal with chia seeds, bananas, Greek yogurt, salmon, and sweet potato with mineral salt, seniors can drive meaningful improvements in leg strength, circulation, balance, and protection from age-related muscle loss. Even the smallest consistent action taken each morning compounds into substantial long-term gains in mobility, stability, and independence. Choosing to take ownership of your physical well-being day after day allows you to maintain genuine confidence and continue engaging fully with the life you want to live. Your legs do not have to yield to age when you are giving them the right nutrition and surrounding them with simple, proven daily routines. If what we covered today has been useful to you, I want to ask 3 things of you before you go. First, subscribe to this channel right now if you have not yet done so. New videos go up every week designed specifically to help you take meaningful control of your own health. Second, hit the like button so that the platform can share this information with other seniors who genuinely need it. And third, leave me a comment below with your answer to this question. Which of these 5 morning foods are you planning to try first? And what physical activity are you most determined to protect? I read every comment that comes in, and your response helps me understand what to address in future content. The scientific references supporting everything discussed in today's video are available in the description below. Take care of your legs. They carry everything.